All right, get into our stocks to watch. One of the stocks definitely on the downside today getting hit is, of course, Boeing. I know the chat was asking what happened there. So it looks like on Thursday, they warned on Boeing on Thursday warned that it would likely reduce deliveries of its 737 MAX airplane in the near term because of a problem with a part made supplier by Spirit AeroSystems. That's ticker SPR. And this was reported by CNBC. So Boeing definitely taking a hit on this. And then also you guys can look at the supplier that's also taking a hit on this. That's SPR. And you guys can see both of these down big here. And is this big problems for Boeing ahead?
I tried to short this SPR on this news. Like it broke down. I was trying.
Evil.
There was no bids on this thing. And I'm like, do I want to hit 33? I'm like, do I want to hit 33?
Yeah, you had
like
to chase
34? I'm like, do I want to hit it $2 down? Not really. But anyways, now it's $5 down. I'm thinking, why did I not hit it $2 down?
Yeah, so, that's how it goes a lot of the times, right?
Yeah, I should have chased on that one. I don't like chasing, and I want to hit something down $2. And you know how big of a deal it is. But as Boeing has lost this much, there's no doubt that the company that makes the part that's causing the problem is going to be down more. So SPR is down 14% on this. I think it's a short-term fix. I think they will get the issue fixed. I think there will be a buying opportunity. SPR is actually interesting down at 29 to 30, but maybe let the dust settle on it.
Yep, you got a gap fill if you come down to 29.62, and you know how I love multiple lows in the same area. Well, just above that, oh man, that's a gap area. If you're looking for more downside here today, I'd be looking these lower 29s if they continue. I don't know. They kind of already whooped on it pretty good. I don't know if you're going to see that today, but that's a great level. Boeing, I don't know. Boeing always is tricky with, when it gets this kind of news. There's a firm seller at 202 right now. So if you're looking for some upside, they're going to just blow this off. You get through 202. What do you got to do to get into yesterday's range? Oh, you got a ways to go. So I don't know. Wouldn't want to be short this thing if it gets above 202. And then on the downside here, next daily low comes in at 20049 and then 198.63 in Boeing, BA.
All right, let's keep going. Let's go to the next stock that had a little bit of some disaster news. Let's go to Lucid Group here. You guys know how I feel about Lucid. I don't even got to bring it up. I think there's two bears here that don't feel the best about Lucid for sure.
I had the $5 price target on this thing when it was like 30.
Dennis, this is the one that you and I should have put out the short report. That's what happened. Lucid reports 2,314 vehicles produced in Q1.
How many?
2,314 vehicles produced in Q1. Here's the better one. Only 1,406 vehicles delivered. So less vehicles delivered than produced. That is not good news here. Estimates by Wall Street had expected Lucid to deliver about 2,000 Airs in Q1. Lucid, of course, said it delivered fewer Air sedans to its customers in the first quarter than it produced. Also, if you guys remember, in March, Lucid cut 1,300 workers, about 18% of its workforce.
Wow.
The company also stated here that they're going to have a one-time charge between $24 million and $30 million for those layoffs, and that's most of it would show up in the first quarter.
It's a $13 billion market cap, Joel.
For
but it's the new Tesla.
$1 billion to make 1,000 cars. I mean, people can say, "Oh, it's
but it's the new Tesla,
50.
Man."
There's a million new Teslas is the problem, but you know what? The best one is just Tesla.
Yeah, that's
so. I mean, I'd rather own Tesla at a nosebleed valuation than own this zombie. This is a zombie company. This isn't going to make money anytime soon. I know it's owned a lot by the Saudis. Maybe they eventually just buy it all. I don't know, but at a certain point in time, they might do that. But this has just been a mess, and you got this stocks that are going up, 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 up. Obviously we've had a lot of stocks come off the lows from, tech companies. And this is a tech company from the January lows. And then you got one sitting on the lows. I mean, yeah, there's support at 6, but this is the definition of,
underperformer.
Weakness. Underperformance. Holy.
There's a bunch of lows at 750, not for my cup of tea, and then the next daily low is 717. So a bunch of daily lows in the same area. If this was your target, I don't know. This is a pretty thick stock. You were over close to $9 on Wednesday, but multiple lows. Nothing great looking on this chart. All time high in Lucid was 64.86, and that just happened to be in January of 21. Was it January? No, February of 21. Oh boy, not a good looking chart. That's not. That's like a couple thousand cars. I mean, let me take my car out of the garage. I mean, I could make a couple thousand cars in there. I mean, that's ridiculous. But
I'd like to see that. A little bit of an exaggeration on your part, but again, it just shows like the valuations these things were trading at one time. It's still ridiculously overvalued, and the stock's down like 80% from the highs.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many better places to be for your money, and maybe you get a turnaround and maybe you get a bounce in this thing. But you know what? There's been a lot of people who have come into Lucid and been looking for a turnaround and a bounce over the last year and a half. And you know what they all have in common? They've all been wrong.
Yeah. That's for sure. All right, let's get to, of course, some of the bank outlook and what's on the upside. You can see a lot of banks, of course, showing up on this. One that kind of gave me a little bit of a heads up. I was looking at Goldman Sachs to see how it would trade yesterday. It did pretty well. I actually traded it yesterday. They traded it, got in and out of it, but started showing that upside move, and it was a first downside move. I was looking to see if they were going to red to green it, and you can see how it was coming towards the end of the day. That was giving me a little bit more of a sign, and this stock loves to run into earnings. So now that the JPM has had good earnings, Citi has had good earnings, Wells Fargo has had good earnings, I'm definitely looking at Goldman Sachs today. That could continue riding higher. At least I feel so. So I'm going to keep
a little bit
on this
different though than Bank of America and JP Morgan. I worry about the investment banking here because it hasn't been a great quarter and they're so big into investment banking.
Yeah, my idea would be run into the earnings, not to the actual earnings. Right?
Yeah, but again, it has run, and 340 is a huge number for GS too. I'd actually be taking the profits in GS. It's just been a big run.
It's up 5.5 bucks, and you got a sneaky seller here at 538.
340 is big.
Yeah,
it's just a nice level.
Doesn't feel like it's going to get there, but if you could clear pre-market high 538.36, or if you're looking to short it, above 340, that was a big red candle. Some people are like, "Oh my God, this is back at 340." So that's what I'm looking at for Goldman Sachs GS. Too bad they don't split that stock. That used to be such a fun one to trade when it was like $90, $100, $120. Used to move with the S&P really well.
It's still fun to trade. I do Goldman versus Morgan. So again, my relationships, GS, MS, I've pair traded that for years. Obviously strong relationships there. There's opportunity to extract alpha from that relationship for sure.
I wonder. I shorted Morgan Stanley from up there into the gap down. Should I go back after it? He'll be on my radar
Morgan
today.
hasn't run up as much. So there's separation happening here. Goldman's come back a lot faster than Morgan. So again, Morgan's got room to 90. Goldman Sachs has room to 340. It's 337. There's not much meat on that bone, in my opinion. I think Goldman's come back up too fast. And I don't like the investment banking.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's do one last one here. Let's see what I see on the Schwab actually getting up a little bit here. What about Schwab? Will this get out? Will this shake the downside outlook?
Keep an eye on PNC. PNC will be your indicator for Schwab. PNC is trying to hold its gains. PNC's quarter was fine, but PNC was way up and it's leaked it back, which is concerning as well. So I'd just be cautious. Keep an eye on PNC. So PNC starts to break out, Schwab will do well too today. It's going to be your leader today. That's not for every day. That's just for today. PNC reported it's regional. Schwab's moving more with the regionals and the majors right now.
Another little leg down here, Dennis. Watch out on the downside here.
Watch out on those bids.
Yeah. The high's in. I was hoping to get another shot at that 77 area, but right now that's fading. But 8:45 now. We got a special guest coming on. We got Tim Seymour coming on, the CIO of Seymour Asset Management. Roll the intro, Mitch.
He's not here yet, Joel. He'll be here in a second, I'm sure. He's not in the back yet.
Oh, okay. Tim's is a couple minutes behind.
Yeah,
We're
a
waiting on
couple
Tim
minutes
Seymour. That's
behind. He'll
cool.
be here in just a second.
Yeah, Tim's still struggling with the Ranger loss there last night, so he'll
All
Yeah,
right,
Dad.
well, I'll put one on the radar that I took a shot in, team. I'll let you guys know on one that I took a shot on. I took a shot on DHR, Danaher Corporation.
long or short?
Long.
You're long it right now?
Yeah. I got this yesterday. So I'm looking for this one
Breaking
to start
out.
making a move.
Holy
yeah.
Start making a move. It's off the
Is
bottom.
there news? Do we have news?
No, it's
What
just
is
the
going
leak.
on?
It's tech, Joel. I mean, it's the rotation. Tesla's down 1.3%. Apple's down 1%. Microsoft's down 1%. Google's down 1.2. Netflix, which had an awesome day yesterday, down 1.2. It's wicked rotation. The problem
look at this. You'll see the big boys right here.
Is the weighting of those big mega tech stocks is going to overpower 5% moves in the banks. The banks go up 5%. Tech goes down 1%. S&P's flat because that's how much they're weighted. So it's tough on the market to, it's tough on the S&P. And I mean, we can keep arguing that we're in a bull market or bear market. In the last 12 months in the S&P, we are in a sideways market. That is what we are in the S&P. JC even said that on the show. In the S&P, he said, yeah, it's been sideways. And why? Because the wicked rotation, the way the index is constructed, it's heavily weighted to those market cap names, which is obviously Apple's and Microsoft's. Those have held up where other stocks have been killed, and it's kept the market really going nowhere. In the last couple of weeks, we've been ripping higher. But overall, when you look and you scroll out on the S&P to the last year, we've basically gone nowhere. Covered call writer's dream market right now.
All right, we are coming up on the pre-market low. The pre-market low stands at 61.75, so that's where it stands. That would be a short-term target here if you're looking at the downside. If in fact we take that out, man, oh man, not much in there. Daily swing number and the former closing high of the move that came in at 4153.75. So we're getting a slow leak here in the S&Ps heading into the opening bell. Okay, now let's roll the intro for Tim Seymour, CIO at Seymour Asset Management.